What's up, everybody? It's Jay Wilson, and it's Sunday. We haven't been live in a very long time. We are fresh off of the American Cichlid Association. Their yearly show. It happened in Cromwell, Connecticut, and something funny happened. Somebody thought I was actually 6'2", 6'3". Turns out I'm not. I'm about almost 5'9", so I'm like 5'8 3/4. So the only way you could tell that I'm taller is if I'm next to Sean Hale. But the reason why I brought up Sean Hale is because before we get started, regarding the SUNSUN, and before I start taking some questions, I'm wearing an Aquashella Chicago shirt from last year. Turns out, Aquashella will be held September 28th and 29th, I believe. Don't quote me. But check out aquashella.com. There's going to be over 30 different YouTubers there, and the lineup of speakers is absolutely insane. You've got Corey McElroy, and you have Joey Mullen, the king of DIY. They are the keynote speakers, and honestly, it's probably one of the most eclectic, aquarium-centric, diverse shows that you will ever be a part of. So, let's read some questions real quick. Just a lot of hellos. A lot of hellos, a lot of hellos. I'm actually using my son's beautiful iPad. Let me see. All is well, actually. Thank you very much. Selka. So like 5'7", really? No, Candy. I'm actually taller than 5'7", okay? Yeah. The other thing I wanted to kind of go over, Ocean State Aquatics. Actually, I want to talk about them. So Scott Crow, you may know him, does some amazing things when he goes live on Instagram. He does Facebook. He's got a crazy awesome store, which I will be at hopefully soon. And the neat part is he's got a brand new location, but not for foot traffic, so to speak. He's going to be blowing out this really cool idea that he had, and I'm really excited to see how far it goes. So kudos to you, Scott. Let's see. I have an empty 75. What kind of cichlid should I get? I was thinking red shoulder severum. One red shoulder severum's okay. I would probably go a little bit bigger in the tank. Hey Jay, hope all is well. Love the shirt. I appreciate that, Ruben. Ruben, I believe you won the water box, if I remember correctly, with Cichlids. That's pretty neat. How many peacocks can I put in a 60-gallon? 12, 13? I wouldn't go any more than that. When cichlids get over 5 inches and they are super aggressive, what do you suggest? Have about 5 of them in a 100-gallon. Get more. You can't curve aggression. Think about humans, how you curve their aggression, right? There's so many different ways. You tell them to go exercise, you tell them to find a hobby to relieve stress. But ultimately, there really is no way other than them wanting to control their aggression. And because fish don't think like that, it's probably not going to happen. What would you put in a 55-gallon? If I had a 55-gallon right now, I would probably do a group of SRT Hanjis. They're an Mbuna. They are a line-bred Mbuna. They're not found in the wild, and they are awesome. They have this like powder blue and this crazy bright orange-red, just blaze that goes across with some black tiger striping. Thanks for all the info. Joining the Geophagus Club today. Bill, you are insane, dude. Bill had a Tanganyikan tank, and then I put out the Ceramensis tank, and Bill went crazy with that, so that's pretty cool. Tell us about the SUNSUN. What are you drinking? Just root beer. A little simple root beer drink. Do you know if the talks will be viewable online? Oh, probably not. So that's kind of the thing with talks, and I'm going to talk about that here in a moment too. So with talks, if you're giving a presentation, you really don't want those getting out, right? Because the drive is you want people to show up to these meetings, you want people to show up to these events, because ultimately that's what you're really going to see. You're going to go see amazing things at Aquashella, from the aqua crib to the freshwater area to the saltwater area to all of the artwork and all of the vendors, and just the people that are there are simply amazing. But if you broadcast every single talk, it takes away from that exclusivity of you being there. Which leads me to this. The middle of this month, so not this weekend, but the following weekend, Friday and Saturday, I will be doing 2 speaking engagements. One will be at the Milwaukee Aquarium Society, and the second one will be at Madison Area Aquatic Hobbyists. I'll be giving 2 talks Friday and Saturday, and I'll be in the area, and then I'm going to be doing some awesome store tours in Milwaukee from Sunday to Wednesday. So if you can make it out and you're in the area, that would be really snazzy. But I'm sure you guys want to talk about the SUNSUN, huh? Why did you remove it? I was looking at adding one. I've got to build it. I've got to build it. So let's see. Do you know, how was the East Coast trip? I was at the Fish Hut in New Jersey for the first time. Rich is just an amazing person. His wife is amazing. The crew is great. And I got to see my family for the first time in 8, 9, and 10 years. And it was like we picked up where we left off. So I recommend not taking that long to contact any of your family members, ever. It's not worth it. It's not worth, you know, I read something somewhere, it said, you really don't want to have people in your life that are just giving you time in their free time. You really want people in your life that are making time for you, right? So that is the idea of how you want to deal with this. Don't call your family on your free time. Make time for them. I'm working on that, and I hope you're working on it. Jay, you look like you're slimming down and cutting up. Maybe. I just stopped drinking soda except for that. But ultimately, I'm just watching what I eat. I'm working out, and I'm focused in on the goals that I want to achieve. So thank you for noticing. New Jersey loves you. Fun fact, I was born in New Jersey. What's in the terrarium? I'll show you that in a moment. Ruben, you should ask about his diet and workout program. He is a machine. Yes, this is Liam's iPad. It actually was mine, but, well, you do things sacrificially for your children. All right. I'm going to see a few people in Milwaukee. That's pretty cool. What's your favorite tank ever, and what is your favorite tank now? Ultimately, my favorite tank ever has to be this Tanganyika tank. And I'm going to pull the camera off here in a moment, and I'll show you that. But it's got to be the tank that brought me full circle into just knowing each and every one of you, right? The actual tank that you were like, that is the tank, I want to replicate that, and ultimately that is what kind of propelled me in this YouTube, Facebook, socially centric aquarium world, and it's given me the platform to do the things that I enjoy doing, and ultimately to give back to you. However, this tank, let me step aside, is probably my favorite tank right now. And it's because there is a lot of color, there are still cichlids in it, and there's not 500 tetras. If you did see, Liam actually saved one of them. Don't tell him, but it didn't make it. It was swimming around for a little bit, but ultimately there was too much trauma to the fish. But he really tried, and I give him kudos. Jay, so I got my hands on Fritz Monster 360 a week ago, dosed my 125 with red, Tapajos, 1 red shoulder severum, a battalion of lemon tetras, platoon of cories, and it does what it says it does. No way! A product in the aquarium hobby that actually does what it says it does. And if you watch the video, you will know that, yes, I work for Fritz Aquatics. But you really have to try this. And ultimately, what it says it does is what it does. And I'm not saying in the video that you'll never do water changes again, because you get the people that do this. They're like, yeah, well, it takes away from all of the cool stuff, eh? You know, you're not doing water changes, and now you're using a chemical. It's not a chemical. And, you know, it's just, you're stupid. Note to self, it is bacteria. It is present in your aquarium. And the cool part is it's extra bacteria. And you know what it does? Helps prolong some water changes, reduces your nitrates, helps keep your tank more stable longer. All right, what else we got going on here? I saw that sweet boy try to save that fish. Yeah, he did. I have an FX6 for a little over 2 years and the water flow is not as good. I do maintenance on it regularly, but still, do you think I need to change the hoses? You should do a video on how to clean them. You can actually use the product I just showed you to help facilitate in breaking down a lot of that sludge. However, just like any mechanical device, over time it is going to slow down. I would recommend potentially changing out some of those sponges around the basket. Maybe not cramming it as much, but cleaning out your filter every once in a while, even if you have a super loud sump, you can get with it. You need to clean it. I would check the black foam insert. I take the black foam insert out. It slows down too much. Jay, what water conditioner do you use? You change the water in your betta tank. I have just been using spring water, but it's getting expensive now. Can you recommend something? So, everybody knows a long time ago I was all up on specific products because that's what was readily available. Then when I moved to Texas, I learned about Fritz Aquatics, and I learned that Fritz Aquatics has been around for about 30 plus years. And they're not in big box retailers for good reason. And ultimately, when I got my hands on a product called ACCR, I'll never use another water conditioner because ACCR does exactly what I needed to do, and it's non-toxic. So if something should happen and, you know, my dog laps it up a little bit, or I'm silly enough not paying attention and I spill some, nobody's going to get hurt, and it takes care of the ammonia, chlorine, and chloramines. I don't need to worry about nitrite and nitrates because my tank is stable. If I really need to do something like that, I can use a product like Complete from Fritz, and ultimately that will detoxify everything, including nitrite and nitrates. But if your tank is stable, you shouldn't have those massive swings anyways. And if you are, I hate to tell you, but we really need to back it up to the fundamentals because it shouldn't be doing that. For the love of God, talk about the SUNSUN canister. Any recommendations for a light in a tank that I just won? Serene LED kit by Current. You should already know that. That's why they're sitting there. I want you to see it. That's what you need to get on. And actually that 16-gallon is pretty sweet. Let me do this, and then we will get to the SUNSUN and what is up with it. I want you to check this website out. Check it out, peruse it, let me know what you would do to make changes to it right there. You should already know that this is a discount. Jay Wilson gets you 15% off at universalrocks.com. Doesn't matter how much you buy or how little you buy, that is the deal. It's been like that for as long as I can remember, and it's not changing. Get on it. But we've added a couple more that are pretty snazzy. Josh's Frogs. I'm going to show you the vivariums after we talk about the SUNSUN. Get with it. 15% off Josh's Frogs, anything except gift cards, and you can get your whole vivarium kitted out with livestock for 15% off. Yeah! Shout out to Josh's Frogs for that. But one that I'm super pumped about is Flip Aquatics. Rob Lupton, Luke Diesel from way back in the day with his monstrosity of a business, which is actually now partnered with Northfin USA. But Flip Aquatics, you're going to get 10% off if you use that code. JWilson10, Flip Aquatics. And then, of course, it wouldn't be a plug without Northfin USA. 10% off, thanks 10, Northfin USA. We've got a plethora of really cool stuff on there to include aquascaping materials, soon to be livestock. You've got almond leaves and rocks, and hopefully at some point we can add plants and things like that, but you got flakes coming, so pay attention. And now, let's talk about the SUNSUN. Took full advantage of the Universal Rocks promo. Universal Rocks, great stuff. Get them plugs in, son. Katie Ocala, how are you doing tonight? It is good to see you live. It's actually fascinating to see so many of you live here tonight. Thank you, Lone Wolf Kevin. He's been asked questions. We can have patience. Let's see. Thank you, Candy, but it's okay. He really wants that. Luke Diesel, not Luke Diesel. No, it is loop diesel, and it always will be loop diesel to me. I understand that it's Lupton and it was Lup diesel, but I enjoy loop diesel because it sounds much better than Lup, right? Lup. But thank you for the correction. Bring on the flakes. Left my tank alone for 7 days. Should be fine, question mark. I hope. Keep doing your inspiring talks. So, your tank will be fine for 7 days. I have left the betta tank, so Sushi and the Tetras, which is the group that is at work on my desk, were left ultimately for almost 3 weeks. 0 casualties, 0 issues. And the reason why I didn't film normally is because I have a computer issue and I have a camera issue all at the same time. So I've got to wait to get those things corrected and fixed. And once that happens, we'll get back to the regularly scheduled program. The SUNSUN was removed because it had to be removed. There was nothing wrong with it. It was flowing just as it was before. But ultimately, I don't have a ton of time in terms of somebody has decided to call me during this just on purpose. But that's whatever. But ultimately, I need to get that SUNSUN on this aquarium because I need to get that sump off. I can hear it when I'm in the living room, I'm in the kitchen. The moment I walk in the garage, yes sir! Liam is coming, he was calling me. But it is still doing what it's doing. I'm gonna grab the camera and I'll walk over there and we'll talk a little bit about why it's over there. Are you coming in here? Did you want to show them something? What did you want to show them? All right, hold on. Let me take this bad boy off. So what are you showing them? Huh? Oh, you got your, that's pretty snazzy. Okay, so we've got the SUNSUN. I took it off. I put this, actually, if you have cats in your house, cats are turd burglars. And it's just a pain in the butt. And I'll feed the Tetras here in a moment. But ultimately, it is doing exactly what it was supposed to be doing. I just was tired of, this was open. And I'm not gonna lie, I'll post a video of showing you how far the Dardinii jumped out of this aquarium. So it was open, the SUNSUN return was here, the intake was here. The Dardinii jumped from here all the way to where Liam is sitting and ultimately just was dried up when I found him. And I don't want it to be like that, but look at this aquarium. The Tropheus are looking stellar. Do me a favor, share this video, but look at that tank. Let me turn off this light. It just got significantly louder in here because of this guy. You know, he's got to have the excavator. Show him how the excavator works. Do you want to sing the song at the same time? Woo! What's this called? The bucket? Good job. So this tank is really flourishing. You've got the Tropheus are really busting out. The catfish are solid. I still have like this little Finding Nemo, a couple of them. They just really don't want to grow, but look at the coloring. The Dardinii are looking good. I've got a dominant male here. And why no monster fish? Well, because I like these fish. And then I have this lone Brevis sunspot only because, well, Sean Pierce didn't check it out. Excavator. Okay, do me a favor. Go excavate that area right in front on that carpet. You want to do that? And I'll film it. Go ahead. Go excavate it. Look at him go. There you go. Show him how it's done. Liam is a master. So we've got this vivarium rocking and rolling. It has blossomed into this beautiful, 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 beautiful deal. Yeah, this is an Apple Watch 4, Katie Ocala. Thank you. Please tell my wife I need more tanks. Look at this guy. He doesn't care. Whoo, what? All right, let me pull this out. Now I've got a new helper today, so we're gonna work on that. But, well, we don't need to see all this. I used the current lights, but I didn't attach it because we had the aquarium here. That's why we've got the mess up. But all 3 bandits are here. Dude, did you go to the bathroom? Yeah? My goodness. No, don't change the subject. I mean, look at that. The frogs love this kid. Ooh, man, he is like serious. Look at how close. All right, let's shut this one. We're going to go to the other one. You want to show them the other one? So the other one doesn't get shown as often because the frogs are harder to see. And you're going to have to drag this stool, brother. So the frogs are much harder to see because they're much tinier. These are thumbnail frogs. And closer, hold on. I got to show them this frog real quick. So I don't know if you can see him down there. Right there. There's one of them. And then we've got, let's see, do we have any other ones?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I see another one.
You don't see, it's the same one. What do you mean you see another one?
Right there.
Okay, well, I don't see him. And there's 3 others in there, but good night, dude.
Mommy, Daddy, right
Could
there.
you not have waited? We're on camera and you dropped a bomb on us. Yeah. Okay, let me go over there. You point to him. I almost fell. Look at that. Okay. So, without further ado, this aquarium is just crushing it. Yeah, dude, he wrecked it. He really does this every live stream. But, so we've lost some tetras only because tetras aren't the most intelligent of creatures, but they do school beautifully, they look amazing, and ultimately, they really set this tank off. I am so happy with everything about this aquarium, from the plants to the spiderwood to the rocks, even the fish selection. I mean, the Suramensis, the Geophagus, I don't know if this is because he's maturing or what, but he is brown. Yeah, he's brown, like your doo-doo. But we got the plants from Flip Aquatics. The spiderwood was from a local fish store called Aqua Studios. And that's pretty much it. Universal rocks, you knew that. The sand is Carib Sea. And this is just exactly what he does every day. He enjoys this aquarium. What would be a good tank mate for a crawfish? Yes, sir. What? Well, oh, the fish is brown? Okay. What color are these fish? Blue? Code brown. It's more than a code brown. Good night. Huh? Okay. Well, Daddy's going to put this back up here so we can finish this show. Right? So, I'll take a few more questions. Let me see what we got. Would be a good tank mate for a crawfish. There is small crawfish, which is actually pretty cool. And the small crawfish, let's spin this bad boy like this. The smaller crawfish are, there you go. You can get them in Imperial Tropicals, and they have an amazing little, I don't know if you want to call them nano or dwarf, but it's a crawfish. It's about that big, which is about 1.5 inches, and I think they'll be fine. Outside of that, just anticipate a crawfish eating whatever it can get its claws on. Not your father's root beer. I deliver that. It's good stuff. Was just looking up filters because I need another one. Hope I didn't miss your thoughts on the 5000. No, the 5000 is ultimately going to go on this aquarium. Hey, are you allowed to do that?
Yeah.
Are you allowed to smack the tank?
Yeah.
Yes? When have you ever been allowed to smack the glass? Huh? Is that a good idea?
Yeah.
What if you scare the fish? It's probably not a good idea, right? So let's not do that, but you can point, okay? There you go. Sorry about that. So ultimately, it's one of those things where I just have to get the sump out of here and to whoever wants it, and then hook up the canister, and then I'm going to hook up another canister just to fill the holes so I'm not plugging the overflow holes. Somebody said they wanted to see me feed these guys, so I'm going to do that at the same time. Nice tank, don't see many Tetra tanks like that. I appreciate that. Ghost knife and a cichlid tank, how do I make it work? You don't make it work. It is not something you want to do. The ghost knife is going to want to hide. You're going to have to put it in a tube. The water parameters are completely different. And ultimately, you're putting both animals in endangerment of losing their life. ultimately you're putting those animals in danger because they shouldn't be together. It's like, I always go to it, it's like, so let's say a gazelle and a lion are in the same ecosystem. Thank you for doing that. I need the sun for my tank. Come get it. Any monster fish in the future? No. No. I mean, maybe if I talk to Jim Cumming, there might be something in the future, but ultimately, I don't think so. So let's see, a couple more questions. You're removing or adding the SUNSUN? I removed it from one tank because I was testing, and I'm adding it to the tank that I was putting it on originally. I just haven't done it yet, but I wanted to tell you that I took it off just only due to the fact that I don't have any time to do it right now, and I will get to that. So let's feed. No more. No more, sir. You hold that. Don't drop it. Okay, so hold it tight. Let's remove these bad boys. I don't want to drop it on your head. How many are you going to put in there? 8, 9, 10? Let's not put 8, 9, 10 in there. I'll hold this now. You get, there's 3 more. You're going to drop them in there. Let's bring the camera closer. Whoop! Whoop, whoop, whoop! Whoop, whoop, whoop! What are you telling them? Golly! Drop them in there. Oh my goodness. Drop it in there! Why are you so methodical about it? It's like you're your dad's son. Drop it. Good job. Woo! Alright, now watch and eat. And then I've actually been feeding the Tetra some fry starter just because it's a lot easier to feed. Huh? Well, that's Turbo Start. We don't put that in there now, but you can. Fishy, fishy, fishy. There we go. Put that fry starter in. No, leave that there. So I don't know if you can see them all jamming on those kelp wafers. Do, 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 do. That's what they want. They wanted to feed the fish, man. So, let's do this. Does the fish hut ship? Yes, they do. We're going to take 5 more questions. I'll take a seat right in front here. And we'll do 5 more, whatever questions you want to ask. Any CO tank? 2 CO tanks in the future? No, I'm not going to do any high-tech tanks. It's just not something I want to get down with. Any plans to venture into saltwater? I am setting up an aquarium in my office at work because we do sell salt and a wide array of saltwater tanks. So ultimately, yes, I will be setting up a saltwater tank at my house. I don't know. I'm a freshwater guy. Why am I going to jump into saltwater? I know everybody wants to see that diversity, but I would rather be diverse in what I really enjoy, right? I'm not saying saltwater is not good. It's just not my thing. And then you'll get people that go, well, saltwater is for adults and freshwater is for children. I mean, that argument could be played back and forth, right? At the end of the day, saltwater is the expensive, colorful, bright things, which attracts children. America's Top Dad says, thanks for taking care of the kids with pizza and soda at Fish Hut. That is what I love doing. Ultimately, I love interacting with everyone. Doesn't matter what you keep, where you're from, how you got there, or why you're here. As long as it's for the right reasons and you're having a good time, I love to hang out. Especially with kids that are growing up in the hobby, with a guy like yourself that has some kids that were interested and didn't seem to be antsy to leave. They really wanted to stay, so I like to see that sort of thing. How many sponge filters would you run in a 55-gallon grow out with 21 yellow lab juveniles? I don't know, probably 3 pretty decent-sized sponges. Sponges are great. I just don't like the aesthetics of them. They're not attractive. But if you're going to do it, 3 to 4 would be perfectly fine because knowing most of us, you're going to overfeed and you're going to want a larger bioload, which that's going to be taken up by those sponge filters. Any freshwater fish that don't get super large, you don't recommend. I don't recommend, if you don't like aggression, nope, don't mess with that. If you don't like aggression and you alter, yeah, I love your monster trucks. What is that, Spider-Man?
Yeah.
So, if you don't like aggression and you don't want to deal with things being moved or rearranged, then African cichlids and a lot of other cichlid type fish are not what you really want to get into. You're going to want to stay with your tetras, maybe some of your cories, get into some plecos. But the bigger the fish or the more colorful the fish, I don't know, it just seems like they become way more aggressive. And ultimately, if you're not ready for that, it can be just a pain in the rear end. Would you ever make a video on sushi in the betta tank? Yeah, I would. Matter of fact, that's what this video was going to be, but I don't have my camera, so I can't do it. But we'll sushi in the betta. I'll explain a bunch of things because there's a lot that has happened in the tank, and sushi does not look like sushi anymore. So you said something about live fish on Northern USA. What kind of fish are you talking about? I don't know. Keep checking northfinusa.com to find out, guy. Let's see. I'm looking for some good ones. Give me some good questions. Where can I get a hat? Those were limited edition. They came and went really quick. May do something in the future, but right now, you can check out the swagadelic stuff that's on Teespring. I don't like thick t-shirts, so most of the t-shirts you're going to get are going to be those thin, nice, comfortable, next level style t-shirts. And that's where you can pretty much get everything. But as far as a hat goes, it's not in the cards right now. Go get that diaper changed. He's gone. He's gone, so we're good. Also, just wanted to let you know, it was nice to see the video of you and your family at the pet store. It was nice to see that side that we don't get to see. You know, I didn't get to see it before. So, ultimately, seeing my family interact and just having a good time is fun, right? So, I do appreciate the support each and every one of you give me. Even if it's just small, if it's a like, if it's a share, if it's a notification, if comment, whatever it is, that little piece continues to drive what I'm doing, right? And ultimately, that's where I want to be. So, are you bringing back the Northfin towels? Heck no, this thing's I lost money. You can't lose money when you're doing this. Do you do fish room tours of other fish keepers? Yeah, if it's in the cards, if it's in the area and they're available. I've set it up a couple of times and it's usually on a weekend and it doesn't work out, but I have done a couple before. What hair color do you use on your facial hair? None, actually. Zero, which is kind of funny you should say that because you're the first person to ask. But this is natural. This is natural. I wish I did use color up top. I used to do that in high school, like frosted tips, thinking I was, 98 degrees in sync style. What is the most rewarding part for you in the position of social media and YouTube that you're in? The most rewarding is being able to impact lives in ways you didn't think you'd be able to impact lives, right? So, delivering a tank to Iowa, giving away things, meeting people for the first time and hearing that somewhere down the line a video that I did crazily changed their lives. It still blows my mind, but it's still rewarding in the same way each and every time. So that would be the biggest reward for me. And that's what I enjoy the most, is knowing that maybe I got somebody out of a dark time. Maybe I helped propel somebody forward. Maybe I helped correct a situation they were struggling with for so long, or I helped them make a decision, or maybe I brought their family closer together because they could watch the videos. That's the stuff that I enjoy. All right, I'm going to take one more question, and I'm going to leave you with some motivation action. I'm getting, well, if you're ever in the Apollo Beach area, you're welcome to stop by. What are your thoughts on this year's ACA Expo? Benno chart, the sump is not uninstalled. We talked about we're going to get that SUNSUN added on there soon, and then that sump will be off. But thank you very much. I really do love this tank. So somebody asked me what I think. Oh, look at this. I actually enjoy this part. Somebody took a lot of time to write some very vulgar things. Let's end with that. Hold on. I have a wet dry sun filter. Do I use an air stone? You don't have to. I'm getting a 40-gallon breeder to grow up baby geos, but I want to go about fresh water start filter with turbo start tips. Don't take out the ammonia, and you should be perfectly fine. But no, Candy, it's all good. Shave the beard. Not happening. So Katie O'Connell wanted me to shave the beard. No, it's not about them being worth the time. So let's do this. Let's talk about it. Whatever you do in life, right? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're a service tech for an AC company, you maintenance aquariums, you're a VP of a large firm, you're a lawyer, you're a domestic engineer, you're a stay-at-home mom, which is probably one of the hardest jobs in the world. You're a scientist, you're an astrologist, you're a hobbyist, maybe you're just a YouTuber. No matter where you go in life, let's see if we got any action here. No matter where you go in life, there's always going to be someone that doesn't like what you're doing. It doesn't matter what it is. You could be on a path to help 1 million people. But there's always going to be somebody, there's always going to be gossip, there's always going to be hearsay, and there's always going to be something or detracting from exactly what you're trying to achieve. I call everything a mission. So if I'm on a mission to impact lives, there's always going to be detractors, right? And so how do we continue with the detractions or the distractions? Because they're always going to be present, whether it's family, it's friends, it could be somebody really close to you. Shoot, it could be your partner, it could be a best friend. They're maybe jealous, or they wish they had a life like you, or maybe they're just extremely unhappy with themselves, right? They wake up every morning and it's just woe is me, and they have to attack somebody else in order to make themselves feel better. So this is what I do. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time out of your day. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule. If you don't have a busy schedule, you may want to look into something like that. But taking the time to waste oxygen, to waste energy, and ultimately to waste brain power on trying to detract, distract, or hate on me or anybody else in the world. Because at the end of the day, there's a saying that was created. Mind your own business. And it's perfect, right? Stay in your lane. If you stay in your lane, there'll be no accidents. It's when you get a little overzealous and that person's going further than me, let me just get over. Bang! Now you created an accident. And now, they're not the only ones that suffer. You suffer as well. So, I appreciate you taking the time by putting me into your forethought, or putting anybody that you're detracting, distracting, or trolling against. Because at the end of the day, that just means that we're doing exactly what we're supposed to be doing. And I can tell you that there is no troll, no detractor, no distraction big enough to derail me from what I'm going to achieve. Because if I set something in front of me, I'm coming to get it. And I'm going to do it the right way. So, enjoy the trolling! I get it all the time. And it's honestly something that I used to do a lot. And I used to say, thank you so much for your likes, your dislikes, your comments, the trolling. I appreciate each and everything you do, because ultimately, you're only helping the cause. So, This is why we love you. Don't hurt the player, hate the game. But it's don't hate the player, hate the game. Compete only with yourself, like you say. Yes! Stop competing with everybody else around you. Look, if you look at athletes, if a running back is competing with another running back, and that running back has been doing those same things, those same moves, those same jukes, spin moves, stiff arms, he's training the same way, how are you supposed to beat him at his game? How? You have to be innovative. You have to be you, and you have to compete with yourself. You have to beat your 40 time. You have to improve your moves. You have to innovate a better stiff arm. You have to shoot the gap faster. But not because of him, because of you. I have a 407 on a 75-gallon tank. I'm overstocked. My tank, to help with aggression, I'm getting ammonia added. Fritz, should I do a second filter or remove 2 or 3 fish? It's probably cheaper to remove a few fish, but do your thing. Thank you so much, Will Diaz, for that super chat. I greatly appreciate it. I will see everyone at Aquashella, and I'll leave you with this. Because I always hear this. One of the things I'm very good at, and I don't necessarily boast about it, but I can articulate and communicate in a very effective way. But people always say it's a talent, right? I wouldn't say so. It's taken a long time to get where I'm at. It's taken a long time to do the things that I've done. But there was a quote, and I don't remember who it was by, but this is what I will always live by since the moment I heard it. Hard work will beat talent when talent fails to work hard. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you at Aquashella, and if you should so decide to come to Madison or Milwaukee at the middle of this month, check out Instagram, jwill07, facebook.com/jwilsonfish. I will post it. It will be everywhere. You will know where I'll be at. I'm going to be at Photos in Baton Rouge. I'm going to be at Aquashella. I'm going to be back at Cataclysm in Wisconsin. I will be at the Aquatic Experience. I will be at the OCA Extravaganza in Ohio. And who knows? Maybe I'll deliver a present down your chimney. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for taking time out on a Sunday. I have got to go do a little bit of weightlifting and some cardio, and I appreciate you taking the time to spend with me and go over all this happy stuff. You know what's next, and then it's going to take time to turn this off. Aha!